life, he was selling firewood to sustain himself. I have seen a man who was in business and he had more than 3 filling stations. At a particular point in his life, that same man was selling engine oil by the roadside for him to survive. I have seen a politician, a local government chairman, who was a chairman in a local government, and at a particular point, he was driving airport taxi for him to eat. Brothers and sisters, if you are not afraid of man, be afraid of God. And that is why in the Bible lesson we read, the Bible says in Daniel chapter 5 verse 20, and the Bible says when his heart was lifted up. So thrones can be removed. Thrones can be removed. Glory can also be taken away. But when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, what happened to him? He was deposed from his kingly throne. So a man that was once up in life can suddenly go down in life. A man that was one in a throne, well celebrated in a throne, and as a king, the throne can be taken away because of pride. Brothers, be very careful the way you live your life. Angel Lucifer, in Isaiah chapter 14 verse 12, was in heaven with God. The Bible calls him a star, describes him as a star. And he was a leader of worship department, even in heaven. But because of pride, that same angel was dethroned down. He lost his throne. And he lost his glory. He was sent to a place of no glory, a place of no dignity, because of of humility. There are certain times as a person, I will just look at myself in a mirror, and I will just say to myself, Basi, if not for the grace of God, you will exist that you yourself will not even know that you have existed. If not for the grace of God, that is, as a person, I will exist and I will not know that I've existed if not for the grace of God. Beloved brothers and sisters, if not for the grace of God in your life, if not for the grace of God in your life, look at your background. Which background do you have? Look at your parents. Look at your mother, where you are coming from. Look at your parents. Look at your mother. Look at your community. Come on, if it was by background, what do you think you would have achieved in life? If it's by your parents, what do you think you would have had in life? Think of where you are coming from. Some of us, you are here seated. I know how your parent had to sell property to make you to become who you are today. So, is it because of where is the family background history that you have come from, if not for the grace of God upon your life? So whatever we have today and whatever we see today is by the grace of God. By the grace of God. And that is what Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18 talks about the grace of God. Said, but thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he who does what? Who does what? So the word you have, who gives you power to make it? Remember the Lord thy God. Don't take credits for what grace has done in your life. Because it is he who has given you power to make wealth that you have. Listen to me. Certain times the thing we called wealth in the sight of God, God calls it tests. That thing you are saying is this wealth. God does not call it wealth, but God is calling it tests. Because God is giving you that in your hand to see how you will behave. And so while you are thinking that you have arrived, God is laughing and says, see the one I've just tested. So 20 million that enters your hand is not wealth, it's a test from God. To see what you will do with the 20 million. To see how you will react with the 20 million. So that the 100 million that is waiting for you can enter your hand. God gives you a position as a supervisor. He wants to see how you can behave with that position, so that he can give you a position of a manager. Every place you see yourself today is a test. You have not arrived yet. But pride can make beginners to see themselves as people who have arrived. It's a test to see how you will behave, to see what you will do with it. Let me share this story. I share this sometimes in my church. A man who was having good money as was an importer. And every time this man will come to church, he had already decided where he will have to sit. As a matter of fact, it was always a big contest between him and the protocol, that is the ushers. Because every day I will see him quarrel with the ushers. Why? The ushers is trying to usher him to where he wants to sit, and then he would like to sit where he likes to sit. One day I told the ushers, don't kill yourself for somebody. Just leave him. Allow him. Let him sit the way he wants to sit. And so when he comes, even if he comes early, he will go to the back and will sit down there. Why? Because God has blessed him. But sometimes when something happened in 2020, 2021, where there was COVID, remember that situation, that time where there was COVID. And so the man was traveling to China to get goods as an importer. He could not travel again. He was sending his money to those who were there to send goods. And then he sent money the first time, the money went. He sent the second money, sometime the money went. And then he collected money from people. People got that money together and gave to the man. And he sent the money. That money went. The man that was up, suddenly within 8 months, was down. And that same man, anytime he will come to church, early in the morning,